All right. This is the second time I've done this because the recording literally shut off because I didn't have enough file space in where I was holding all the other videos. And that's because I haven't uploaded in a while and there's just clips rotting in there, guys. So, uh, let me just informally say what is going on and welcome to the video. Hopefully, this is the first time, or hopefully, this is the correct time. What the fuck are you saying, dude? This is the correct attempt at this video because I only want to do it once because I have to talk over so many different characters. And it's actually not that I have to. I kind of want to because I was playing SMITE, the boys Splee, and it dawned upon thine soul that no one has really made like a video, and probably for good reason, honestly, about the difficulty slash tier list, I guess, since we aren't a tier maker, of the actual like in-game achievements for the characters. So I think it'd be kind of fun and cool and sick and dope to just make one, to be the first one. So I got windowed SMITE open so I can show you guys the achievements, and I'm gonna do two tabs, two tier lists, one for the top um, row of achievements, and then one for the bottom ones. Just because they're on two different levels, they're different achievements, and it'd be unfair to just put one character in one row based on both their achievements. So we're gonna try and hit everybody with this one. Well, actually not everybody, but every hunter. And speaking of hunters, Charybdis, the newest hunter, and Danzaburo are not on this tier list, and I, for the life of me, don't know how to make one, and I can't find one with all the current hunters. So I'll start with Charybdis, and I will get to Danza, but I just won't be able to put up a picture of him, unfortunately. So that kind of blows, but hey, it's what I got. So hopefully it won't be like that for the other guard or other classes like the Guardians and such, since a new one just came out with Cthulhu not long ago, and yeah. But I'm just gonna do hunters now because that's my strong suit. That's what I play, as you can tell, with all the diamonds and the flexing of the 10k worshippers on Uller and such. But if this is like if this is fun, or if I find this fun and entertaining, and if this kind of like if there's good if there's good feedback, I will. I'm trying to make other ones for the other classes and try to get other people on because it'd be kind of sick to have some other input and see if anyone else has some of these achievements because I'm not an assassin player like Trent or a mage player like the boy KG or warrior player like Rowan or guardians like Ryan. So try to get everyone on and try to hit all these spots. But for now, we're stuck with just the lone boy, the lone wolf, aka this. Yeah. So let's hit hunters and let's start with Charybdis. Since we can't really put her anywhere, we're just gonna go ahead and begin putting her in one of these rows. If I were to put the difficulty of the top one, I would say this is at the very bottom. Now I'm gonna put the bottom one for it's just so easy you're gonna get it probably in your first game. That's how low this F ranking is. Um, just for reference, I have this character God rank 2 with the triple worshiper going on, so that's more like 2 to 3 games with her. So yeah, very easy achievement. But anyways, let's move on to the next one, which is AMC. Pick up 5 stingers in a single match. Essentially means hit somebody with your ult 5 times and pick it up 5 times. Now that is a very, very simple achievement. I would almost put this in F, but you do have to actually hit people 5 times and pick up the stinger. Just for reference, this very top rank slash difficulty, I titled it rarer, harder than an Agni hitting, harder than an Agni 1 stealing Fire Giant, which is essentially a very low, it's the lowest ticking ability I could have found in such a short time. Um, very, very low damage, and it's very, 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 very incredibly hard to steal FG with this. So I'm not sure if that's the hardest ability to steal it with, but I try to put something quirky there. So that's gonna be saved for like the only the most difficult of difficults. Anyways, so the top achievement for Anhur is Anhur. Stun 10 opponents by impaling them into your pillar. Now that's not very difficult. It kind of takes a little bit of proficiency with the god. You got to be kind of good at hitting your 2 and obviously hitting them into the 1. So you got to be kind of quick with it. You got to set up the 1, which is the pillar, set up the pillar, and then impale them into it 10 times. Not in one match, just cumulative. And honestly, because that's cumulative, I would put this in D because it kind of just happens as well on its own. Um, 10 is not a lot. That could happen in probably 2 to 3 games once you get used to the god, who is, yeah, he's pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie, he's pretty rough, but you can get the hang of him pretty shortly. Apollo, hit enemy with every tick from across the sky, which is your ultimate. That has to be one of the most incredibly easiest achievements on here. Now, you don't have to hit that many ticks. I mean, what is it? Dealing damage every zero point 0.2 seconds for zero point 0.8 seconds as he lands. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's 4 ticks, no? I'm not sure. Hit them with 4 ticks. I mean, you can do this, with a stunned god if they're stunned or something, or if they're just not moving fast, or if they don't have movement speed, or there's so many variables, right? I mean, it's not hard to just land on somebody with an ability. So that's why I just think it's very simple. I mean, you're gonna get this. Honestly, I mean, I can't recall when I got it, or I guess I can literally, but I mean, you should get this very very soon into playing the character. Artemis, cripple 25 enemy gods with your 1. That's also cumulative, so there's no, one game to do it. A lot of people sometimes just clear Artemis vines like out of the blue when they know she's backed or whatever. So I mean, you can get this in maybe 4 games of playing Artemis. I don't know. That should be super simple. So most of these top path achievements are very simple. As Cernanos, kill 1 enemy god who is currently afflicted by the debuff stance of your glaive while in a different stance from it. So essentially, this means to hit them with the decay, which is like the orange part of the glaive, and within that 7 second time span, switch the glaive into something else, anything else, and simply kill them. So, I mean, that's kind of like playing Cernanos, right? That's kind of what you do. You use the glaive and use all the quirkiness of it. That's kind of it's a moderate difficulty. It's nothing crazy. 7 seconds is a lot of time to kill somebody as an ADC. Cernanos, nonetheless, he's very strong. Um, so yeah, I'll try to give some tips on how to get these since we are talking about hunters. I don't have all the achievements, but I am very good. Yep, I'm boasting. I am very good with every hunter, so I can try to give my best input. However, I believe this one is pretty crazy, isn't it? Utilize your crystallized curses and vicious barrage combo, which is your 2-1. If you don't know what any of these abilities are, it's going to be a little bit harder to explain them, but I will try to do it briefly. Essentially, your 1 is a AoE, and it blows up after a set time, but you can make it blow up instantly with the 2 to root anybody in it. So this is basically saying to get 3 people in your 1 and root him with the shot from the 2. So I would say that's pretty difficult. I wouldn't say it's very difficult because in big team fights when people group up or if there's like a teammate ult that helps you group them up or something, you can get this. And most of your kit is basically doing the 2-1 anyways, so I mean it's just a matter of time before you get that one. There's really no going for it. It kind of just has to line up. It's pretty situational if you ask me. For Chiron, as Chiron, hit 3 or more enemies with masterful shot. Pretty simple. You don't even got to kill them. You just got to tag them. So you do still have to aim and shoot, and you only have 3 shots. So that means you have to hit somebody different on each shot. But I mean, come on, that doesn't that's just for reference. Back in 2016, I wasn't even playing ranked at this point, and I got these kind of achievements. So let that settle. This is before I was even a self-proclaimed like ADC main. That wasn't a thing until maybe 2 years after this achievement, or maybe whenever I got the first Uller achievement. There you go. So 925 to 2016. That's probably right about when I was a self-proclaimed ADC player, but I still wasn't really playing ranked yet. So even if you don't play ranked all the time or don't play this game all the time, you should still find yourself getting some of these achievements. I just farted. Holy shit. Cut that out? No. As Cupid, heal each of your teammates by using Share the Love. I don't know why I'm pronouncing the whole ability. I'm just gonna start saying the two. Um, this, come on, this just happens. People walk into Cupid Hearts because they want health. Happens all the time. And what did that say? It was how many? Heal each of your teammates. Yeah, come on, guys. That's four different people. Way too easy. Donzaburo, get that shit off my screen. Give me. Have three enemies taunted at the same time by using your two. So that's a little bit the same as Chernobog. And I would say that's a little. Oh, I can't put Donzaburo up here, but I would put him right here with Cherno because it's the same thing. You got to get three people to line up and hit them with an ability. However, Donzaburo, they have to be in that ability within like a full second before they are actually taunted. Um, it doesn't say, but they have to be. Yeah, it doesn't really specify, but they got to be in there for about a second or so to actually get the taunt. So it's a little bit harder than Chernobog, but it's the same thing though. You gotta get three people to line up, and you gotta use the ability. So yeah, Hachiman. As Hachiman, stun two enemy gods with one use of his three. That one's also pretty situational, and you gotta know how to use the stun on the three because it doesn't always. You have to hit them with both of the swings from it, basically. The little front nub of it, and then the big AOE swing. If you know what I'm talking about, then it makes more sense. But um, this is pretty simple. I mean, you could do this in duo lane if they group up enough, or in a team fight if you're a fucking aggressive guy, and you jump into them. You might die doing this, but not super difficult. Heimdall. As Heimdall, kill three enemy gods by sending them through your ultimate. When Heimdall first came out, his ultimate was very, very strong. I mean, they had to nerf this thing a couple of times, and it's still pretty decent. I mean, assuming you're ulting like squishies, it's probably not going to do much to a tanky guardian or solo. But did that say one game? Hmm. Even if that's one game, it shouldn't be too difficult. But I'm just going to assume it's not. So I'll put this down with C. I would almost put this below it. Actually, I am going to put it below it because once you get them in the ult, I mean, it's not hard to get them in the ult either. The best way to do that is to hit them with the two, which is a knock up, and there's nothing they can really do from being in that knock up. And it kind of throws them off, and you pretty much get the ult off every time, assuming you hit it, and assuming they don't have inhumane beads reaction times, you're gonna get them in the ult. And at that point, it's just a matter of does the ult do enough damage? Are they low enough? And that kind of just happens with learning the character, getting comfortable with his damage, getting better at getting people ulted. The ult still on its own does do a decent amount of damage. I mean, just look at the hit. You're gonna do 120 off base, and then it's gonna go through all these ticks of damage. Um, so yeah, I mean that'll happen on its own. As Ho Yi, hit a different enemy god on all three bounces of one use of your ricochet. Now this is pretty difficult. I don't remember getting this. I also don't remember actually actively trying to get it, but I mean, getting that triple bounce spot to happen is somewhat different according to like what map you're on or where you're at. Pretty situational, and I would say this is more luck based than anything. I mean, you can't really plan for all that geometry in such a short span with that little fucking monkey brain of yours. Sorry, that super ginormous genius brain of yours is what I meant to say. No, seriously though, you just can't process all the information so fast. It kind of just happens. So I would put this probably. I'd put this down here to humble myself. But honestly, I mean, it comes down to being very lucky and being at the right place at the right time. So that's kind of a hot take, but that's down here. Um, yeah, you kind of just Just luck of the draw. Izanami. Max out your 2. Yes, you can actually do this. I don't know if people know this. You can get stacks on your 2 by getting a kill or assist on 2 enemies while they're slowed by it. So essentially what this means is get a kill or assist after hitting somebody with your your second ability within 3 seconds. So it says right here if they're killed while slowed by this ability and it's slowed for 3 seconds, the slow is stronger. So you can stack it twice, and that's what this achievement wants you to do: is stack it twice in one game. So that's kind of right around this area, somewhere around here. It's honestly pretty easy because you don't even have to get the kill. You just have to 2 them, and when they're slowed, everybody knows in this game when you are slowed in Smite, get ready to get fucking pummeled on. So you will probably get this one pretty simply, honestly. You don't really actively go for that one. As Jingwei, use agility after being knocked into the air by an enemy god. So essentially, just 3 as soon as you're in the air, via a knock up. So Hubwa can knock you up, Bacchus can knock you up, Heimdall can knock you up even. Cerberus ultimate can knock you up. On her jump can knock you up. A Wheelix, I don't know if you can do it with the Wheelix. Things like that. You just got to be knocked into the air. The best advice I can give is to just have your 3 on instant cast because I mean you can't aim it anyways, so there's no point in even having it on default cast, and it'll basically make it easier for you to react. So this comes down to just waiting to get hit in the air, and there's a lot of gods in the game that can do that, so not very difficult to get that achievement. Medusa, stun or kill 3 or more enemy gods using Petrify. I don't believe this is a triple kill, so you kind of just have to just play Medusa, use the ult, get the kills. That's basically it. That happens with Medusa. Her whole character is about that burst damage with the ultimate. As Neath, root 3 or more enemy gods with 1 spirit arrow. So in order to root, you need to just hit the 1. You will not root somebody that's going to die from the damage of this. So you need to get people, all 3 people in the root. You can't kill somebody in the process. So it has to be a nice, clean 1. This is up there with Chernobog because having 3 people line up on a line is different than having them in one semi-decent circle. I'm going to put it up here, actually. That was not a misclick. Yeah, so you have to get 3 people lined up, hit that line, and hope that that line goes fast enough to get all 3 of them rooted and doesn't kill anybody in the process. So I'm surprised I even have that one from 2015, man. As Rom, kill 2 enemy gods while in your ultimate. This comes down to just being a cracked fucking gamer. Not that very difficult. I mean, the more you play this god, the more chances you get at doing it. So it kind of goes with saying, without saying. I mean, everyone kind of goes under that same philosophy, but actually, like Rom, kind of just has to be done with his ultimate. You kind of have to. You kind of lucky with that one, not gonna lie. But at the same time, you do have to get the kills with the shots. So you have 3 shots, and you got to get 2 kills with them. Scotty. As Scotty, kill 3 or more enemy gods in a match. So in one game, get 3 kills using Calder. Now, I am not so sure if the ultimate counts because Calder is the ultimate. It says right here FX, Scotty, and Calder. Um, but I'm just gonna assume this means only using the 2, which when you have a point in it becomes a kind of different ability for Calder. He jumps at the person you target and will do a little bit of damage. It does a set amount, a percentage of Scotty's basic attack. So the more power you have, the more this will hit for. And you gotta get 3 kills with it in a single game. That is kind of situational. That is kind of hard. But all you have to do is really put the 2 on them and let Calder do his thing. So it kind of comes down to using this ability at the right time and at the right place, similar to Ho Yi. So that's where I'm going to put it. I kind of like how the tier list is kind of working like a staircase. It's kind of just one crazy achievement at the top, and the rest are kind of common, kind of achievable. Let's keep on going though, because we're not even halfway done. So we have the Uller, as Uller, or Ul, or Uller. So many ways to say it. Land 20 hail of arrows in a single match. This is your 3 in range stance. Best way to do this is to just build Ullr the way he's meant to be built with Transcendence. And if you're feeling brazen, you can go for a power build and go for a little bit of cooldown in there to get that 3 up even more and get more chances at it. I would put this at the very bottom. Actually, you know what? I'm putting it at D because I respect Ullr more than anybody here. And you do have to hit 20. They're not very easy to hit on their own. Comes with learning pathing and getting comfortable with the ability. You can hit this with setup like a stun or such, but assuming you don't have any of that and you're on your own, it's kind of a hard ability to consistently get good at. So, but if you play in Conquest or games that last long, you get more chances at doing this, and you kind of just keep on hitting at it until you get it. And it's really not a lot. 20 is not a lot, so you can get that. And then the last hunter we have for the first stage is Xbalanque. Get a fully stacked passive before the 15-minute mark in the game. Now, when I got this, the passive was different. The passive was to get 6 kills, I believe, before 15 minutes. But now it is now it is 9,000 damage. Yeah, 15 times 6, 6,000, 3,000. Yep. So you have to get 9,000 damage in 15 minutes, which off the top of my head seems like about 1.5k damage a minute, something like that. Can't really Can't really do the math right there. But that is, come on, man. You are a hunter. All you do is click the button and you shoot. You just got to do damage, man. You got to do damage before a set amount of time. This is what hunters do. So far, so good. Nobody's achievement is impossible to get on the first part, on the first half. So we're going to move on to the second half now and hit the bottom abilities. Or bottom achievements, sorry. As Charybdis, reset your ultimate 2 or more times in a single use. I don't have this yet, but I also haven't played Charybdis that much. I would put this somewhere in between S, A, and B. It's a difficult to pull off thing. It's kind of like Scylla. You need to get a kill with the ultimate to refresh the use of it. So you have to get 2 kills individually with the ultimate in one cast. So I would put that maybe in A. I'll put that right here in A tier. It's too bad I can't put her picture there because it kind of doesn't complete the tier list without her picture, but whatever. It's unfortunate. As AMC, use your abilities to keep bees on a single person for over 4 seconds. Now this is actually pretty confusing to me. Um, the best way I can see you doing this is they need to be, well, they don't need to be, but you need to be in the range of your 1 so that you can proc your 2, proc the bees from your 2. And I would assume you just wait a little bit, but you gotta wait a little. You can't wait too long, and then you apply the 3. Um, that's pretty much it. I mean, nothing else applies bees. It's just your 2, 3. So the only way I can see you doing this is hitting them with your 2 and 3, but spread out the time between these two. And yeah, make sure your 1 is in range of your 3 so that you actually get the bees, because the bees won't do damage, or it won't proc bees if it's not in the 1. So that kind of just comes with playing the character, right? That's what AMC does. He kind of just always stacks the dots. And I think this one just happens. I mean, what if your 3's on a little bit longer cooldown than your 2, and it comes up right about the same time as, you know, the bees are about to last or about to end. So that one's pretty simple. Um, as Anhur. Kill 3 enemies with a single Desert Fury. These are very difficult, mostly because of the fact I'm not gonna put it that high. Mostly because of the fact that, first of all, getting a triple kill is pretty gnarly to begin with. Then getting it in one single cast of an ability is also pretty gnarly to begin with. So I don't even want to put this as a difficulty. It's just you have to be at the right place at the right time. As with most of these abilities, honestly, to even have a chance at going about that. So the only advice I can really give on that is to just keep on hammering on her, and try to get into more team fights. Apollo. Serenade at least 3 enemy gods at once. Yeah, if you get triple fucking ganked in Conquest, you're gonna get that one immediately. So yeah, just get into a group of people and pop that too, baby. As Artemis, stun 3 or more enemy gods with Caledonian Boar. Get, just pop your ult in a team fight. Pop your ult in a team fight and you get that one. Simple. Starting notes. Kill 1 enemy god who is currently polymorphed from your Wild Hunt ability. Your Wild Hunt is your ultimate right here. Sorry, right here. If you hit them with the ult, they become a big piggy. And I don't. How long are they actually a big piggy for? They're a big piggy for 2 seconds. This is enough time to get your whole burst in, to get your 2, 3, and an auto in. So essentially, just get a kill shortly after your ult. Put that in D. You'd have to chase them down. You have to chase down the little boars and kill them within 2 seconds. But you only gotta do it once, right? Yeah, pretty simple. Um, Cherno, kill 2 gods after landing and being buffed by your ultimate, and your ultimate lasts for 6 seconds. So for 6 seconds, you need to get double kill, or within 6 seconds, you need to get double kill. I'm gonna put that as C. Getting a double kill with Chernobog is not the okay. I don't want this to be like blown out of proportion. I was gonna say getting a Chernobog double kill is pretty hard. It's not because you're a hunter at the end of the day. You just gotta shoot people. You have crit. You have crit. You just pop people. Okay. So I'm gonna put this down a little bit lower. You just gotta get a double kill within 6 seconds of landing on your ult, which is pretty easy because in your ultimate, you're tankier and your abilities are all off of cooldown. And what else do you get? You get some movement speed. So it's kind of like being sprinted while having defense and coming out of a Chronos ult, I guess. Very, 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 very good ult, and there's some feasible amount of time to go for that. So that one kind of just happens on its own, though. As Chiron get a triple kill while in your ultimate Centaurus, this means it has to be from the actual ult. You can't mark people with the 2 or with your masterful shot, because if you don't know, if you hit an ult shot, it marks them, and then you can use your 2. You can't be doing that with this achievement. You have to actually get the kills coming from the shots. And that one is just like on her. Same exact thing. Triple kill with the ult. Without all the words. We're at Cupid now. This is probably going to be one of the very few achievements from Hunters that's going to be right here. Mostly because of the fact that this is just ridiculous. This is just ridiculous. I will try to briefly cover why this is ridiculous, but if you don't know why, then I mean, where have you been? This has got to be the hardest achievement, probably in the game, that I can think of right now. So, um, with the one, if you hit a god with it, they are kind of it's like a semtex, like they're stuck with it for a set amount of time, and then it's gonna blow up. So you have 3 seconds to get away from the Cupid Heart Bomb. So let's say you're a support player and your carry just got hit with this ability. You don't want to be in the AoE of it because it's just damage and it could stun you, which can lead to more damage, which can lead to a death, which could lead to a goalie, which can lead it could lead to the loss of the game. But essentially, nobody wants to be in the range of this. Okay, so for 3 seconds, getting 3 people to stay in this and for it to kill, it's way too situational. The damage of it is honestly not the greatest. So killing 3 people, if you're playing Conquest, and you'd have to get all the squishies. You'd have to get the jungle, the mid, and the carry to be there. Um, or they'd have to be very low. It just goes on. Honestly, I could craft 1,000 scenarios, very rare scenarios, I should add. So it's just way too much going on. As Donzaburo fill up all 4 dubious savings. I didn't even know it was called that. This basically is to just fulfill your passive, and that is right here. You get gold. You get bonus gold if you hit your 1 and collect a coin that comes out of it. And yeah, I honestly don't think this is that hard. I mean, if you get like 20 minutes into a game, you'll probably get this. So that is probably going to be right here next to Artemis, maybe next to Chernobog, because I mean it kind of does rely on you also getting the coins from your one, which means you got to hit your one, which means you got to play the character and get good at the character enough to hit abilities with them. I don't know. I'd put this at F though. It's not that hard of an achievement. Hachiman. Hit 5 enemy gods with one use of your ultimate. So that's the wrong button. So I put that at C. It's somewhat situational getting all five to group up. I mean, there's just so much going on in Conquest, but I mean, if you play Arena, there's a better chance of being grouped up. If you play Clash, there's a better chance of being grouped up. If you play certain modes of the day, there's a better chance of them all being grouped up. You don't even have to kill them. You just gotta hit every single enemy. Yeah, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. As Heimdall, hit an enemy with piercing sight after it has traveled more than 200 feet. Right. What this basically means is the one's gonna follow you. When you pop your one for the first time, a sword goes in the air. That's what gives you all the vision around you, and it's kind of gonna somewhat follow you in a sense. So if you pop your one, which lasts doesn't say on here how long it lasts. It lasts a couple of seconds, like 8 seconds or so. If you pop it from fountain, you can probably walk to your your red by then, and then you gotta aim it at somebody and hit somebody with it. So if that was too confusing, let me just try and rephrase this. You pop your one, and then walk as far as you possibly can forward before it runs out, and then use the ability to hit something. For the achievement, you want to hit a god, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So just pop the ability, walk as far as you can before the ability runs out, hit somebody with it. That's it. Um, you kind of got to go for that one actively. It's kind of stupid. It's not really a great achievement. It doesn't really do much. It's not like a challenging one. It's just makes no sense. They really ran out of ideas for that one. As Hou-Yi, utilize Mark of the Crow to knock back, stun, and slow an enemy god in 5 seconds. So when you mark somebody with your two, there are different effects with your other abilities. So if you hit them with your one, it's going to stun them. If you hit them with the three, it's going to knock them up briefly. And then if you hit them with the ultimate, they will be slowed in it. Um, so where's that? Stupid. This basically means use all four of your buttons on the same person. That's all it means. Pretty simple. Not the hardest. It's not very simple though. It does require you to hit everything, which for some people can be pretty difficult. So I'll be diligent and put it in slightly, slightly hard. Not even slightly hard, just not that simple. It's not that simple, but it is simple. Okay, we're moving on because we're almost done. As Izanami, kill an enemy god while at or below 25% health. Come on, guys. Come on. You don't have to do anything for this. You gotta be low. That's it. Kill an enemy god within 5 seconds after using your passive. However, you can go about this by you can cheese this essentially if you just play arena. um, like I'm trying to think of conquest because that's what I play the most, right? I was gonna say you'd have to be kind of lucky for them to be anywhere near you after your passive in conquest because of how big the map is and how uncommon it is for them to be just in your jungle. Because her passive takes her to basically purple buff or blue buff conquest. So I would say just play arena and be kind of somewhat built with items because you're an ADC. You need items to be great. And just pop somebody. You have 5 seconds to pop somebody um, after using this passive. So I mean, why do I keep clicking that? Why is this anywhere near difficult? You just got to play the game, man. Hunters are very simple, which is why I like them. Um, so yeah, most of these achievements have as you have noticed, are pretty simple. So Medusa, what is it? Deliver the killing blow to an enemy god using lacerate. Is that her dash? It is her dash. Come on, guys. Come on. You just gotta dash into somebody. The dash actually does decent damage too. Um, all right, that's the Viper shot. I was like, what? Maybe it doesn't. But yeah, does really good damage. Plus 80% of your physical power. So if you build power, that dash is gonna hurt. Wait, did I put that down? Yeah. Neath. Kill an enemy god with the damage from backflip. Same thing. Same as Medusa. Come on, guys. Come on. Now the backflip doesn't do extreme amounts of damage. I mean, it is an escape. It's not supposed to do damage like that, but it does, and it looks like it has the same scaling. Or no, it doesn't. It has somewhat the same scaling as Medusa, just a little bit less though. So it still does decent damage. It's just not gonna, it's not gonna do an insane amount. And the backflip has a decent cone, so you can't really miss that. You kind of just walk up to someone and backflip, and there you go. They gotta be low. Finish them off with that. Cripple three or more enemy gods in a match using your three. So briefly, let me explain this, because it is somewhat confusing. It doesn't really specify how to do this, which it really shouldn't. It's an achievement. Shouldn't really be a walk step by step thing, or should it? I don't know. Anyways, if you have an astral arrow, which is pretty much going to be all the time as ROM, you usually always have one. If you have one, and if you dash, your shot within the next couple of seconds will cripple somebody, but it will take an arrow, so you have to have one, and you also have to hit that shot. You only get one after your dash, so to do this three times in a match, can you guys can't hear that, right? I just let out some gas, bro. Uh, sorry. Yeah. So, to break this down even more, have an astral arrow, dash, hit that shot. That's it. Three times. Um, very simple. But then again, you only get one shot. Put that D. All right, last three. So, as Sky D, catch three or more enemy gods on permafrost. What is permafrost? Is that your? Okay, it is your three. Is that it? Okay. So it's kind of where not A, sorry. It's kind of where Chernobog and Neath are, except this is the easiest form of it. With Chernobog, you had to hit two abilities, and with Neath, you had to hit a pretty thin line. So hers is probably a little bit harder. Okay, I'm glad I put her up high. But this is just a pretty decent circle, and you'll probably get this during team fights. So it shouldn't be this high, but it kind of is. So maybe I'll put one more. Yeah, that looks good. Uller, same thing as his other one. Land 20 hail of arrows in a single match. This one is to land axe stones in a single match. A fun fact: if you are proficient with Uller, you will most likely. Um, well, I was gonna say something that kind of contradicts me. I was gonna say you would get both of these achievements at the same time because an axe stun usually leads into the rest of your combo. So that means if you get an axe stun, you should probably also get a hail of arrows in. It just should. But then I realized I don't even have that. I did the axes before I did the bow, which means I was really bad with Uller in May, but not so bad in September. Either way, it's the same thing as the bow side, so I'm pretty sure I put that in D. Yep. All right. Last one, but not least, we have Xbalanque. Xbalanque. Kill an enemy who is currently blinded by your ultimate. Come on, guys. The hunters just got it fucking easy, man. That's our tier list. That's the difficulty of the Smite achievements for the hunters in Smite, in the game called Smite, on Smite. It's not that bad. A lot of these just come with time, honestly. There's only one achievement that's rarer than an Agony 1 stealing Fire Giant. And I would almost say that this is even more rare. The rest are difficult in their own ways, um, but I just want to say that a lot of these are right place, right time because, like I said, I've played a short ton of hunters, and I still don't have some of the achievements for them. And that's not to say I'm a bad player. I'm not gonna say I'm the greatest, but these aren't achievements that great players really get. I mean, anyone can get these. It just comes down to being there and doing the damn thing, man. So that being said, that's the tier list, guys, or that's the ranking. That's the difficulty list. Remember, this is the top part of the achievements, and this is the bottom part of the achievements. Um, yeah, I mean, those were really, really easy achievements in my opinion. Like I can go over to Cthulhu, for example. This one right here is up there with Cupid, man. It's gonna be kind of exciting to see what other achievements in the game kind of compare to um, something like Cupid. So I kind of want to do this again, but I'm gonna wait until this video goes out, see what's going on, see if I made a Guinness World Record because I don't even think someone's had the idea of a stupid ass video like this. So that's gonna be kind of cool to see if even people click on this. To see if people even click on this. Holy shit. I've messed up my words so many times. I'm blabbering right now. Um, holy fuck, man. That was the video, man. That was the damn thing. Hope you guys enjoyed me rambling on about stupid fucking awards in this game. Um, but yeah, it's been your boy Flamed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Hopefully, I have an actual video out next because I have so many clips that I want to use in so many different ways, and that sounds really fucking weird. So I'm just gonna call it there, guys, before my headset dies on me. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya.